Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the April 28th meeting of the Garden Grove City Council. Madam Clerk, please call roll.
Councilmember Nguyen.
Here.
Councilmember Tran.
Here.
Councilmember Jovin.
Present.
Councilmember Muñetón.
Here.
Councilmember Aristegui.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Brightingham.
Here.
And Mayor Klopfenstein.
Here. All right, we will head into our invocation and Pledge of Allegiance. Our invocation will be led by our Assistant City Manager, Matt West. And if I could have Councilmember Joe Dovin lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Thank you. Please prepare yourself according to your faith. Dear Lord, we gather this evening mindful of the trust placed in us by our community. May our deliberations be guided by wisdom and integrity and a genuine respect for every voice. Help us to listen carefully, speak thoughtfully, and act with fairness and courage. And let our decisions serve the common good, strengthen our community, and reflect our responsibility to both present and future generations to come. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Thank you, Mayor and Honorable Council, for the privilege to speak the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Please place your hands over your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please take your seats.
All right, at this time, we have our Housing Authority, so I will turn the meeting over to Chair Muñetón for the Housing Authority meeting.
I will now call the Housing Authority meeting to order. Will the city clerk please roll call?
Commissioner Aristegui.
Here.
Commissioner Brightingham.
Here.
Commissioner Jovin.
Present.
Commissioner Klopfenstein.
Here.
Commissioner Philip Nguyen.
Here.
Vice Chair Tran.
Here.
And Chair Muñetón.
Here.
And Commissioner Beckles and Tan Nguyen are both absent.
I will now open oral communication. Is there anyone in the public with public comments for Housing Authority today?
Chair Muñetón, I have not received any public comment cards for the Housing Authority.
We will now close oral communications. We will now move onto the consent calendar agenda items 1 and 2. Can I get a motion?
I'll move it.
Second.
And a second. Awesome. Thank you. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Aristegui.
Yes.
Commissioner Brightingham.
Yes.
Commissioner Jovin.
Aye.
Commissioner Klopfenstein.
Yes.
Commissioner Philip Nguyen.
Yes.
Vice Chair Tran.
Yes.
And Chair Muñetón.
Yes.
Motion received, 7 yes votes.
Are there any matters from the commissioners or director? We will adjourn the Housing Authority meeting and turn back to City Council.
Thank you, Councilwoman. All right, before we move into presentations, I have several consent items that I need to pull out of order this evening. So that's items 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9.
Second.
Call for the vote, please.
A lot of presentations.
Yeah, we got a motion
Full deck.
received, 7 yes votes. And let's see if I.
All right, we will move into presentations. Item number 1.
Item number 1 this evening is the community spotlight in recognition of the Santiago High School cheer for winning the CIF Southern Section Division 4 Championship. And Assistant City Manager Matt West is going to read that community spotlight.
Yes, this evening, the Garden Grove City Council is proud to recognize the Santiago High School varsity cheer team for winning the CIF Southern Section Division 4 Co-Ed Traditional Competitive Cheer Championship. At this time, I'd like to invite up the Santiago High School varsity cheer team and advisor Monica Claxton. If you could please come forward. The team competed against 19 schools at the 2026 CIF Southern Section Championships held at Azusa Pacific University, where they earned the Division IV Co-Ed title. In addition to winning first place at regionals, the team also competed at the 2026 USA Spirit Nationals and Collegiate Championships in February, where they placed fifth in the co-ed varsity show cheer advanced non-tumbling division. Santiago's varsity cheer program continues a proud tradition of excellence, representing both their school and the city of Garden Grove with professionalism, respect, and pride. Beyond their athletic success, these student athletes are deeply committed to serving their community. They volunteer at local events such as the Strawberry Festival and the TED Festival, demonstrating their dedication to giving back and staying connected to the community they represent. Although Coach Edgar Navarrete is no longer with Santiago High School, his impact remains strong. During his tenure, he was recognized as the CIF Division IV Coach of the Year, and his words, "It's not that hard," continue to inspire the team. At this time, the mayor and city council are honored to present certificates of recognition to the Santiago High School varsity cheer team for their 2026 CIF Southern Section Division IV Co-ed Championship. The city of Garden Grove could not be more proud of these outstanding young athletes. We commend their hard work and dedication, and we wish them continued success in all their future athletic and academic endeavors. Before we take our group photo, would Board of Education President Bob Harden please come up to say a few words?
You'll notice I have these this time. Good evening, Mayor Kloffenstein, members of the council, members of the community. On behalf of the Garden Grove Unified School District Board of Education, I'm honored to be here tonight to recognize the outstanding Santiago High School cheer team. This team has had an exceptional year demonstrating what it truly means to represent school pride at the highest level. Their success didn't happen by chance. It reflects months of early mornings, late evenings, discipline, and an unwavering commitment to excellence both on and off the mat. In January, they reached a major milestone by earning the CIF Division IV Co-ed Championship title. Their routine that day showcased not only athletic skill, but also focus, trust, and teamwork under pressure. With the steady leadership of their coaches, the team continued to build on that success. In February, they competed at the national level and delivered another strong performance, finishing 5th place overall and bringing home a well-deserved trophy. But what makes this team truly special is not just what they've won, it's how they represent Santiago High School every day. They're leaders on campus, supporters of school and community events, and positive role models who bring energy and unity wherever they go. Thank you for recognizing these student athletes and all they've accomplished this evening. Congratulations, Santiago Cheer. You've made your school and your community incredibly proud. Thank you.
If we can get everybody back here, whatever you think. Let's try. All the kids in the back.
Oh, back with the council.
Natalie? Yes. Talia? Priscilla? Thank you. Yeah. Abigail? Isaiah? Destiny? Sophia? Thank you. All right, that takes us on to presentation item number 2.
Item number 2 is the Community Spotlight in recognition of the Garden Grove Department of Public Works Tree City USA Growth Award, and Assistant City Manager Matt West will read that Community Spotlight.
Well, yes, next, the Garden Grove City Council is proud to recognize our own Garden Grove Public Works Department for its dedication to planting, cultivating, and maintaining trees throughout our community. This time, I'm going to invite up a few of our individuals, Raul Leva, Aaron Hansen, Edgar Cano, Albert Carasosa, Sergio Ruiz, Richard Gomez, Joseph Castillo, and Stephen Garcia. Come on down. Their efforts have helped Garden Grove earn recognition as a 2025 Tree City USA and receive a growth award from the Arbor Day Foundation. The Arbor Day Foundation is a global nonprofit organization dedicated to inspiring people to plant, nurture, and celebrate trees. To achieve the Tree City USA recognition, a city must meet 4 core standards: maintain a tree board or department, adopt a community tree ordinance, invest at least $2 per capita in urban forestry, and observe Arbor Day annually. The City of Garden Grove proudly meets each of these standards. The Public Works Department maintains a street and trees division. A tree ordinance was adopted by the Garden Grove City Council on September 5th, 1961, and the city follows a 40-year urban forest management plan to guide the care and growth of its urban forest. Each year, the City Council also proclaims Arbor Day in Garden Grove. Just last Friday, the mayor and city council, along with community members, celebrated Arbor Day by planting a Coast live oak tree. Historically, Garden Grove was once a community with very few trees. The city's founder, Alonzo Cook, envisioned a greener future, assuring residents, "We'll make it appropriate by planting trees and making it beautiful." Today, that vision continues. Through ongoing efforts, we plant and care for the 16,000 trees throughout the city to enhance our community and make Garden Grove a great place to live, work, and play. At this time, the mayor and city council are pleased to present these outstanding public works employees with certificates of recognition for their dedication and service. Congratulations.
I know, right? I tried to, bro. It makes me look shorter. Just hand this out.
All right, we're moving right along. This will take us into item 4.
Item 4 is an adoption of a proclamation celebrating May 3rd through the 9th, 2026 as National Small Business Week, and Assistant City Manager Ursula Luna Reynosa will read that proclamation.
Since 1963, the U.S. Small Business Administration has officially designated National Small Business Week. Typically the first week of May, but exact dates vary slightly each year, and the entire month of May is observed as Small Business Month. Garden Grove is comprised of many small businesses that collectively comprise the heartbeat of our local economy. I read the following proclamation on behalf of the many Garden Grove small businesses. Whereas America's more than 34 million small businesses are a cornerstone of the national economy, creating the majority of new jobs and driving innovation and economic growth. Whereas the City of Garden Grove recognizes the essential role small businesses play in providing goods and services, creating local employment opportunities, and contributing to the character of the community. Whereas small businesses in Garden Grove are led by dedicated entrepreneurs whose resilience and commitment strengthen the city's economic vitality. Whereas the city is committed to supporting a strong local economy through programs, partnerships, and resources that promote small business success and sustainability. And whereas National Small Business Week is recognized nationwide as a time to celebrate the contributions of small businesses and entrepreneurs. Now therefore, the Garden Grove City Council hereby proclaims May 4th through 9th, 2026 as National Small Business Week in the city of Garden Grove and encourages all residents to support local businesses and recognize their contributions to the community. To jumpstart Small Business Week and month, I'd like to share a quick video showcasing Grove Body Shop.
Hi everyone, I'm the Mayor of Garden Grove, Stephanie Kloppenstein, and I'm so excited to be here celebrating National Small Business Week at Grove Body Shop with the owner, Ken Lombardi. Your business has quite a story to tell. Can you tell us a little bit about how you got started?
Absolutely. My father came from Italy and he started Grove Body Shop in 1976, and our family's been here ever since. He passed away 4 years ago, but we wanted to continue his legacy. We love doing what we do over here and serving the public and fixing cars.
50 years of service right
Yes.
here in the community of Garden Grove.
Yes.
That's very special.
It is.
We know that our small business community is truly the backbone of our city. We're so proud of all that you're doing here at Grove
Thank
Body.
you.
Can you share a little bit more about what this means to you?
It's an honor. I love customer service. I love helping people, and that's what we do in this business. Auto collision repair is helping people when they have an accident or any automotive need related to that we can help them get out of their misery and get back to where they belong.
And your shop is so incredibly clean and
Thank
well
you.
maintained.
Thank you. We love keeping it clean. We want our customers to see when they come here, this is how we're going to keep their vehicle as well.
So have you faced any challenges, and how has the city helped walk you through that process?
In the mid-90s, my dad wanted to rebuild Grove Body Shop. It was a tiny little building, and the city was awesome. They reached out to do everything they could for us so we could build this facility that we have today.
So we know how the business got started, but what keeps you here? What keeps inspiring you to stay in the city of Garden Grove?
Garden Grove is an amazing community. Everyone from government officials all the way down to our residents are wonderful people. Most of our customers, actually believe it or not, are from Garden Grove.
That's perfect.
And
That's
we
wonderful.
love serving this community.
So what's the future hold for Grove Body Shop?
Well, we love keeping up with technology. It's always changing, always innovative, so we do stay on top of it. And we love being here, like I mentioned, in Garden Grove, so we'd love to be here for another 50 years.
Let's do it.
All right.
In honor of National Small Business Week, the city would like to promote your business. Contact us at econdev@ggcity.org to sign up.
As mentioned towards the end of the video, if your business would like to be highlighted, please email econdev@ggcity.org and we'll come out and film your business. These short videos will be posted on our social media channels throughout the month of May. I'd now like to invite Ken Lombardi with Grove Body Shop up to the podium to receive a certificate of recognition.
All right, we will continue on with item 5.
Item 5 this evening is adoption of a proclamation celebrating May 2nd through the 8th, 2026 as Youth Week. And Assistant City Manager Matt West will read that proclamation.
Whereas the Benevolent and Protective Order of Elks has designated May 2nd through 8th, 2026 as Youth Week to honor America's young people for their achievements and to recognize their contributions to their communities, state, and nation. Whereas the City of Garden Grove joins in this observance to celebrate the youth of our community and their positive impact. Whereas few causes are more deserving of our support than those that uplift young people who represent one of our most valuable resources and will shape the future of our society. Whereas our youth benefit from the guidance, encouragement, and inspiration of caring adults to help develop the character and leadership skills essential for their future success. And whereas fostering strong partnerships between youth and the community demonstrates our commitment to understanding their aspirations and preparing them for the responsibilities and opportunities of engaged citizenship. Now, therefore, the Garden Grove City Council hereby proclaims May 2nd through 8th, 2026, as Elks National Youth Week in the City of Garden Grove, and encourages all residents to recognize and celebrate the contributions of our youth and to participate in activities that support their growth and development. And at this time, I'd like to invite up Karen Garland from the Garden Grove Elks Lodge.
Good evening. My name is Karen Stutz Garland, and I am the Youth Activities Chairman for the Garden Grove Elks Lodge, number 1952. On behalf of our lodge, I'd like to thank the mayor and her council for giving us a proclamation for the Elks National Youth Week, which takes place the first week of May. This past year, our lodge has given over $20,000 to the youth and families in Garden Grove. Some of our programs include scholarships to high school seniors, dictionaries to third graders, winter coats for kids in need, playground equipment, AYSO League sponsorship, Christmas dinner packages, and gifts to needy families. We will continue to do this kind of charity work in 2026 because Elks care and Elks share. Thank you for your time. And we brought Elroy the elk here. He thanks you all too.
Karen, do you want Elroy in the picture?
Everybody, come on up.
Take a few more.
Oh, I'm the white. Thank you. Of course. That's got to be the most charming City Hall picture. I don't know. Chris's?
Yes.
Yes.
That's mine.
I got multiple on both.
Karen, get her camera back?
Your wife?
Yeah.
Yes.
Short.
We'll see.
On red, okay, good. Yes. All right. What? Oh.
I need to make sure what the results are doing. Wait a minute.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you all.
That's good. Once you get out of there, we got stuff to do.
Yes, I gotta get my purse. Thank you for taking the picture. Appreciate that. Thank you. Good evening. Thank you very much.
you.
I'd like to get a copy of that proclamation.
All right, moving right along, that will take us into item 6.
Item 6 is adoption of a proclamation celebrating May as Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. And our mayor here will read that proclamation.
Yes, thank you so much. I just wanted the opportunity to read this proclamation. It's obviously very important. May as Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. Whereas the City of Garden Grove and the United States of America are strengthened by the diversity, talent, and cultural contributions of their communities. Whereas according to the 2020 census, more than 42% of Garden Grove's population identifies as Asian American, reflecting the significant presence and influence of these communities. Whereas Asian and Pacific Americans have contributed greatly to the city's growth and prosperity through achievements in education, business, the arts, science, technology, and public service. Whereas these communities continue to play an active role in civic life, working to advance inclusive participation and build strong connections across all of Garden Grove. Whereas Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders have a long-standing legacy of service and dedication to the community, city, state, and nation. And whereas Garden Grove is home to Little Saigon, the largest Vietnamese community outside of Vietnam, as well as a vibrant Koreatown. And whereas the month of May is nationally recognized as Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, providing an opportunity to celebrate the rich histories, cultures, and contributions of these communities. Now, therefore, the Garden Grove City Council hereby proclaims May 2026 as Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month in the city of Garden Grove and encourages all residents to recognize and celebrate the many contributions of Asian American and Pacific Islander communities. Thank you. And that will take us to item 7.
Item 7 is adoption of a proclamation celebrating May as Jewish American Heritage Month, and Assistant City Manager Matt West will read that proclamation.
This is my last one, I promise. Whereas Jewish American Heritage Month is observed each May to recognize the enduring contributions and rich history of Jewish Americans in the United States. Whereas Jewish Americans have made significant contributions to the nation's cultural, economic, scientific, and civic life, advancing fields such as the arts, education, business, medicine, and public service. Whereas the Jewish community in Garden Grove is an important part of the city's diverse cultural fabric, contributing to its vitality and sense of community. Whereas Jewish Americans continue to promote values of mutual respect, inclusion, justice, and civil engagement. Whereas it is important to recognize the resilience, experiences, and achievements of Jewish Americans as well as their ongoing contribution to society. And whereas Jewish American Heritage Month provides an opportunity to reflect on this history and to celebrate the traditions and contributions of the Jewish community locally and nationwide. Now, therefore, the Garden Grove City Council hereby proclaims May 2026 as Jewish American Heritage Month in the city of Garden Grove and encourages all residents to learn about and celebrate the contributions of Jewish Americans. And here with us tonight is Julie Hyman, the Director of Policy, Legal, and Government Affairs from the Jewish Community Action Network, to come receive the proclamation.
The rabbi didn't make it.
I'll be very quick, but to the mayor and the city council, I just want to offer our deepest gratitude. You know, I came here myself from the Soviet Union as a refugee from anti-Semitism, and the warm embrace in Orange County was amazing. And in the last, I didn't have to face anything like what my family had faced where we came from. And in the last couple of years, the world really turned upside down for the Jewish community, and I'm too many stories to share, but just one example. During Hanukkah, we had, I know of a little girl who said to her mother, they decorated for Hanukkah out in their front lawn, and she said to her mom, I'm scared, and that we have these markings on our house showing that we're Jewish. And the mom was very sad to hear this, shared with her neighbor. And the next evening she came home and her neighbor had actually, who was Christian, put up Hanukkah decorations so that the little girl wouldn't feel so frightened in the current climate. And I have to say the warm embrace of people, of neighbors like that and of this city, it really means the world to us right now. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, that takes us to item 9.
Item 9 is adoption of a proclamation recognizing May as Building and Safety Month, and Assistant City Manager Ursula Luna Reynosa will read that proclamation.
Whereas the City of Garden Grove is committed to recognizing that our growth and strength depends on the safety and economic value of the homes, buildings, and infrastructure that serve our citizens, both in everyday life and in times of natural disaster. Whereas our confidence in the structural integrity of buildings that make up our community is achieved through the devotion of vigilant guardians, building safety and fire prevention officials, architects, engineers, builders, tradespeople, design professionals, laborers, plumbers, and others in the construction industry who work year-round to ensure the safe construction of buildings. Whereas these guardians are dedicated building safety professionals depended on to implement the highest quality codes to protect us in the buildings where we live, learn, work, and play. Whereas Built to Last, the campaign theme for Building Safety Month 2026, highlights the importance of modern, updated building codes, sustainable construction, and the professionals who ensure safety in homes and communities worldwide. And whereas each year, in observance of Building Safety Month, citizens worldwide are asked to consider the commitment to improve building safety and economic investment at home and in the community, and to acknowledge the essential services provided to all of us by building departments, fire prevention bureaus, and other agencies in protecting lives and property. Now therefore, the Garden Grove City Council does hereby proclaim that the month of May 2026 be recognized as Building and Safety Month in the City of Garden Grove.
Get over here, Nikki. No hiding, no hiding.
One, two, three. Okay.
Yeah, please.
Well, thank you, Honorable Mayor and Council, for the opportunity to be here and to present this proclamation. Destination of Building and Safety Month at May. Throughout this month, we will have events to introduce some of the safety and then what would need it to be with the community. Thank you.
Quick comment.
Just a quick comment before you leave, CBO and Deputy and Director. I'm pleased to announce that our wait time or inspection time scheduling is down to a day or two. So one day. Congratulations to the whole team. And we've really moved things along. We've had some issues with trying to staff adequately. And congratulations, you've done a great job and a great service to our city. So I'm pleased to announce to everyone that we are all caught up. We're all caught up. And we're going to move full speed ahead. Thank you very much, team.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and with that, we will head into oral communications.
Evening, we'll start oral communications with Hank Clemens.
Hi, my name is Lindsay Clemens, Hank's daughter. I want to start by saying we're not asking you to ignore concerns. We're asking for your understanding and fairness. kids at school would constantly come up to me asking about Peppa and Willow, our pigs. And they'd laugh, and my response in defending them was always, hey, they're literally dogs, but smarter. And to this day, I believe it. Pigs are incredibly smart. They depend on routine and care. They're social. Neighbors and families walk by and say hi. They make people smile and laugh. We even dress them up for Halloween. Peppa and Willow have been a part of our family since 2020 and 2022. We do not see them as livestock. They are our pets and obviously living beings. They have names, they have personalities, they recognize us. They are not just animals in a pen. I do understand that there are rules and concerns that need to be considered, but I ask you to also consider the reality of how these pigs are being raised. They're cared for in a clean environment, they're safe, and they're not neglected or mistreated. My dad has taken responsibility for them the same way any pet owner would, with, of course, effort and love. Taking them away from us wouldn't just be enforcing a rule. It would mean removing them from the only home they've known their entire lives. If there are specific issues, we are willing to work on them. We are willing to cooperate to meet reasonable standards and to be responsible. It's pretty clear that we love them, but the biggest thing that comes to mind throughout this process of potentially losing them was raising them from day one. For example, seeing Peppa for the first time, so tiny, almost the size of a football, to teaching her how to jump through the doggy door, to her running around with our dogs in the backyard, begging for treats, falling asleep over some belly scratches, learning how to sit, then watching her grow up. And although she's not as playful anymore, you can still see she's the same sweet girl. It's oddly bittersweet the way this situation is, forcing so many happy memories back into my mind, while also coming to the realization that there's this fear of never seeing them again. We ask of you to consider what this decision truly means, not just in policy, but in real life. For us, this is about family, so I am respectfully begging that you allow us to keep Peppa and Willow in our home. Thank you.
Thank you.
Move on to Chloe Clemens.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Chloe Clemens. I'm Hank Clemens's daughter. I know this discussion is about ordinances, but for me, this is something really personal. When we first got our pigs, I didn't just see them as animals. We brought them into our home like family. I helped raise them from the beginning and took them in with so much love, and over time, that bond didn't fade. It grew with each moment spent with them. From bathing and feeding them to tucking them in bed every night, they became part of my everyday life, my comfort, and my home, just like any other pets that people may have. In all these years of having them, they haven't caused any harm or problems. They haven't disturbed our neighbors or created issues within that community. They've quietly existed as a loved and cared for part of our family. People from all over and surrounding neighborhoods, my friends, and other family come visit us at our home just to see the pigs. It's everyone that loves them, not just us. So that's why this is so hard, the idea that they could be taken away. It's not just about removing animals from a property, but about taking them away from their home and from the people who have raised and loved them every single minute since the beginning. I understand that rules exist for a reason, and I respect that, but I also believe there should be room for a situation like ours where there has been responsibility, care, and no harm done whatsoever. Like my sister said, if there are concerns, we are more than willing to work with the city to meet expectations and to continue proving that we are responsible owners. All that we're asking is for you to not just consider this as a policy, but what it means to lose something that you've raised, cared for, and loved for so many years. Please allow us to keep our pigs in the home where they are safe, cared for, and truly loved for since day one. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Hank Clemens.
Hi, my name's Hank Clemens. My daughter's pretty much said it all. I would just like to ask you guys to reconsider the city ordinance, or reword it or something to where we could keep our pigs. Peppa, the older one, she's completely blind. And like my daughter said, this is the only home they know. She finds her way around. She knows the yard. I had them when we owned Vody's down here on Garden Grove Boulevard. I had the one, and she wasn't blind then. And she would come out and she'd come out front with me. My house was in the back. She would come out front with me and greet the customers as they came in. She would lay out in the office with me. They really are smarter than dogs. They're amazing animals. If you met them, you would see that it's not like going to a petting farm and seeing the pigs. These are more like like a dog. They come in the house, they lay down, they watch TV, they get up, they go back outside. Yeah, that's I would just ask you to reconsider. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nicole Hymas.
All right, hi, I'm Nicole Hymas. I'm going to try and fit two different things in my 3 minutes. The first was I'm going to speak about the pigs, because I remember seeing that post on West Garden Grove, and I did some digging, and there's like a whole community of people that have pigs as pets. So thank you so much, George, for bringing this forward. And I can't imagine having a neighbor or somebody that has like no life and just like, oh my gosh, I'm so bothered by a pig, considering everything else that goes on in the world. So I can't imagine giving a little bit like I don't have anything nice to say, I'll leave it. But yeah, so hopefully we could pass this and people could have pigs, right? It's not like it's a whole bunch of roosters. And the other one I want to talk about is GTAC. So my kids have done this for several years, and like the first year there was there's always limited opportunity, but they were kind of selected more even when they would put the paper out. You do the whole award thing, and then you get the recognition. But for this other year, for the bigger events, obviously they take more, but there's a lot of really small ones that will only take maybe 10 students, and even though they'll get the notice that you could apply, they were continuously waitlisted. So we didn't go to the ceremony this year, but I was kind of wondering if the ones that do get a whole bunch of hours, I know we have a nepotism policy for employees, but is there one for how it volunteers too? So I like that concept of, bringing the kids in and getting them involved in volunteering, but there needs to be a reevaluation, I guess, of the system or more opportunities, so that way, as soon as it pops up, you fill out the form and then you're waitlisted. So if we're having an increase of kids participating, there needs to be an increase of opportunity for them to participate. Otherwise, it's kind of a waste, and we're just kind of tooting our horn. Look, we have all these kids, but most of them didn't get to do anything because there's nothing to do. So that's about it for today. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Next we have Lloyd Clark.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lloyd Clark. I've lived in Garden Grove now for almost 30 years, and I've seen a lot. And this story that's going on right now with these pigs is kind of disturbing. The way I look at it is because I've had many friends that have lived in this town that had pot-bellied pigs. And these things, and everybody loves animals, but they're cute. They're little bitty things. You put them in the palm of your hand, and pretty soon they're as big as you are. No different than human beings. But the fact remains that And I had the pleasure also of knowing this man right here, Hank Clemens. He moved in the neighborhood with these pigs, and it's an asset. That house of his is unbelievable. And kids come from all over to look at these pigs, and the smiles on these children's faces is phenomenal. And we all feel good about it. But the story's told now that the poor guy's got to get rid of the pigs. Well, I mean, in essence, you're chasing him out of town because what stories I hear, he's going to leave. And he's an asset to our community because I take my hat off to this man. His house is beautiful. And those pigs are cleaner than dogs. He even uses underarm deodorant on these things. You know, I mean, it's just unbelievable what he does for these pigs. He shampoos them, he takes care of them, but he lets them out on the front of his house where it's all fenced off. Nobody could get in there, and he doesn't have to have a gardener because they chew up the grass. So that's an asset. But like I said, if there's a way to change this, we'd like to know because it's mean because the man that taken these animals from the day they were brought to him, now they're what, 8 or 9 years old. But they're family members. Every time you go over there, they greet you. You know, they're like people. And they don't smell. Believe me, they don't. Because the story's told that somebody was complaining about the smell of these animals. Not so. Those pigs are cleaner than my dog. But anyways, I want to leave it at that. But I just hope you reconsider it because he's an asset to the community. Believe me. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Nicholas Dibbs.
Mayor Kloffenstein, members of the council, citizens of Garden Grove. My name is Nicholas Dibbs. I'm going to speak initially to begin with on item 8, adoption of a proclamation recognizing May as Mental Health Awareness Month. For the past couple of months or more, I've been asking you to add some additional information into your resolution, recognizing the fact that social media causes serious problems among youth and suicide rates and so on among young people. And part of the duty of the city and the council, along with the school district, it takes a village to raise a child, is to promote awareness to prevent and lower suicide rates, to protect children. Yet your resolution is basically like it was last year, null and void of anything mentioning social media. There's not one comment in this resolution about the dangers of social media. Yet Assemblyman Tree-Taw and the school district on Thursday last week, on the 23rd of April, had a webinar all about this. And they brought in 2 MDs from UCI, warning of the dangers of social media abuse. And so I've given you the resolution from the County of Orange in North Carolina, in Hillsborough, North Carolina, whereas a 2023 U.S. Surgeon General's advisory warned that while social media may offer benefits, there's growing evidence of risks of youth mental health, including anxiety, depression, reduced quality of sleep, and so on. Time spent on social media and screens decreases time for exercise, sleep, in-person time with friends, etc., and mental health problems are increasing. Recognize social media use among youth as a significant public health concern and mental health risk. Urge parents to consider delaying having their children use smartphones under the Wait Until 8th initiative, until they're in the 8th grade or after. Having a Way for a Day policies, a screen-free week. There's all kinds of evidence. And the Meta lost the 2 lawsuits, the one in Los Angeles and the one in, we have no clock up there, and the one in New Mexico. So the body of evidence is out there, and yet this council or this city manager refused. I gave this to you multiple times, and you refused to put anything in your resolution about the dangers and harms of social media. The city has an obligation to inform the parents about the dangers. I've been asking you to do this for weeks and weeks and weeks, and yet you don't do it in item 8. I don't know why. I hope next year you'll please add something about the dangers of social media abuse. Do we have to wait until it gets worse and worse and worse? The body of evidence is there. The lawsuits are there. Meta lost the lawsuits. All this stuff. Parents are concerned about increased suicide rate caused by social media abuse. So I've been asking you to do that. Thank you for listening. I hope next year you'll put it in the resolution. Please visit dibsdigitalwellness.net.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Mayor, that concludes all the public comment cards.
All right, thank you very much. That will close oral communication, and we will move into written communications, number 3.
Item number 3 is consideration of a written request from the Garden Grove Unified School District for co-sponsorship of the Showmobile for its 60th anniversary celebration on May 15th, 2026. And our Community Services Director, John Montanches, is here to provide the report.
Good evening, Mayor and the members of the City Council. This item is a request from the Garden Grove Unified School District for city co-sponsorship of the Showmobile for their upcoming 60th anniversary celebration. A written request from GGUSD is asking the City Council to consider waiving the rental fees for the city Showmobile stage for their event on May 15th, 2026 at Bolsa Grande High School. GGUSD is hosting a community-wide celebration from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Bolsa Grande Stadium. The event will bring together families, students, alumni, staff, and community members to celebrate 60 years of educational service and partnership in Garden Grove. Activities will include student performances, games, a mini car show, food vendors, and other family-friendly programming. The Showmobile would provide a professional stage platform, improving both visibility and the overall quality of the event. GGUSD has indicated that they understand the operational requirements, including staff and towing, and will coordinate with city staff to ensure proper use. There is a financial impact associated with this request. Approval would waive the standard rental fee for the Showmobile in the amount of $350. Staff's recommendation is that the City Council consider the request and approve the waiver of the $350 rental fee for the use of the Showmobile for the May 15 event. This concludes my staff report, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you for the report. Colleagues, any questions of staff? All right, we have a motion and a second. And call for the vote, please.
Motion received, 7 yes votes.
Thank you. Yeah, the screen isn't working. All right, with that we will go into other legislative bodies. I believe that's the sanitary district.
Yes. Let's see here.
And call roll, please.
Member Brightigam?
Here.
Member Nguyen?
Yeah.
Member Dovin?
Present.
Member Muñetón?
Here.
Member Aristegui?
Here.
President Tran?
Here.
President Klopfenstein?
Here. All right, we've already held oral communication for this evening. That moves us into our consent. We have items 1 and 2. I can take this in one motion unless someone would like to pull an item. All right, I have a motion and a second. Call for the vote on consent.
Motion received, 7 yes votes.
And we do have several items under consideration this evening. Item number 3.
Item number 3 is an award of contract to Environmental Construction, Inc. for construction of project number CP1415,000 landfill gas treatment system enhancement. And we have Public Works Director Sam Kim here to provide the report.
Madam President and members of the board, tonight the Sanitary District Board is being asked to award the contract to Environmental Construction, Inc. for the construction of a landfill gas treatment system enhancement project. The district oversees ongoing monitoring and regulatory compliance at the Longston Pit North landfill. This landfill is a closed landfill since 1960s that previously accepted 525,000 cubic yards of waste. Presently, this site continues to generate methane and other gases, which requires an existing gas collection system with a blower station that was installed in the mid-1980s. An expansion and modernization of these systems are needed to maintain compliance and support future site use. Following the delayed permit approval from the South Coast Air Quality Management District in 2024, the district completed the project design and advertised for construction bids. 3 bids were received and opened by the city clerk's office on March 5th, 2026. The lowest responsive bidder is Environmental Construction, Inc., with a total bid amount of just over $811,000. This bid is within the current project budget. The licenses and references of the contractor have been reviewed and verified by staff, and all other documentation is in order. Should the Sanitary District Board approve the contract today, the construction can begin in June 2026 and be completed by February 2027. There is no impact to the general fund. This project is included in the fiscal year 2025-26 capital improvement budget using Sanitary District refuse funds. This concludes the staff's report, and staff is here to answer any questions.
Thank you very much, Director. Council or members? Any questions? It looks like we have a few. We're going to go down the row here.
Boy, it seems like maybe 2 years ago we voted on something similar, but no, I really don't have any questions. I just, you know how long the mitigation on these properties takes when, how long do they have to do that mitigation for? Because it started in like the 80s and now we're still doing it. So how, does that take like 100 years, 200 years, or?
No, I'm not so sure how long that will take, but we'll have to monitor the gas, and until it goes below 0 to 1 level of methane, then we can request not to monitor it anymore.
And the only thing it really affects right now is the parking lot, right? That back behind the hotels there, that parking lot area.
Also, the empty space that we have, this is on the north side of it, and there's a south side portion that where the parking lot of a hotel is.
Right in the dirt area there.
Yes.
Right. So it's not affecting like the hotel, people staying at the hotel or anything like that?
No, sir.
All right, thank you.
Councilman?
Yes, is this amount of $811,000 is something that will take care of the problem? Because we know since the landfill still have producing the methane and other climate pollution, and we, the Garden Grove Sanitation District is required to operate and maintain the landfill gas collection system anyway. I would go forward for it, but is it $800,000 going to take care of it?
It's going to be an upgrade to the existing system, which will be in compliance with the AQMD requirements for monitoring and operation.
Very good. Thank you. I will go forward for it.
Any other questions? Was that a second? Okay.
Yeah,
We have a motion and a second. Call for the vote, please.
Motion received, 7 yes votes.
All right, that'll take us to item 4.
Item 4 is award of contract to Vortex Services LLC for construction of project number CP 1364,000, the SSRP Phase 2, sewer main lining and spot repair project 1, and Public Works Director Sam Kim will provide the report.
Madam President and members of the board, tonight the Sanitary District Board is being asked to award the contract to Vortex Services LLC for the construction of sewer system rehabilitation plan Phase 2 sewer main lining and spot repair project number 1. In 2021, the district completed the sewer system rehabilitation plan Phase 2 study, which identified structural deficiencies within the sewer system located in the eastern portion of the service area. The study recommended a total of 2 replacement projects and 4 lining projects with the spot repairs. The project area is generally located south of Catella Avenue, west of Harbor Boulevard, north of Chapman Avenue, and east of Euclid Street. A project location map has been provided for reference. The project consists of a rehabilitation of approximately 19,980 linear feet of existing 8-inch, 10-inch, 12-inch, and 15-inch vitrified clay sewer mains. The project includes UV-cured, glass fiber reinforced, cured-in-place pipe lining for the majority of pipe segments, 4 targeted open-cut spot repairs, robotic reinstatement of 430 active sewer laterals, and installation of 83 top hat liner inserts to ensure watertight connections. 2 bids were received and opened by the city clerk's office on March 23, 2026. The lowest responsive bidder is Vortex Services LLC with a total bid amount of just over $1.5 million. This bid is within the current project budget. The licenses and references of the contractor have been reviewed and verified by staff, and all other documentation is in order. Should the Sanitary District Board approve the contract today, the construction can begin in May 2026 and be completed by February 2027. There is no impact to the general fund. This project is included in the 2026-27 capital improvement budget and will be financed with the sewer funds. This concludes the staff's report, and staff is here to answer any questions.
Thank you. Colleagues? Start with.
Thank you for the detailed report, and also you talk about the funding and no impact. Just a quick note. I know that our engineering estimated 1.9, and they came back. The lower one was 1.5, which is 22% over whatever less. So did we have any work with the Vortex before?
No, not that company, but I heard that Vortex is the one that bought Sancon, the company that we used to work with for the sewer industries. So this is a new company name, but they have purchased the company, and they're trying to get some business in California. And we have checked their projects and references that where they have done the same similar work, and we got good feedback from them.
Okay, well, just make sure that, we keep an eye on it, just because the amount, like 20-something% less, that's a big amount. So that was just a quick note. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Sure.
I'm kind of confused. So is this the kind of project where they have that, I don't know, for lack of a better term, it looks like they push a balloon down into the sewer pipe and it like lines the inside? Or is it, I know it's not a balloon. It's
a liner that goes in.
Is that what we're talking about? I've seen it on TV. I go, that's kind of a cool way of doing it. So I assume by doing it that way, they don't have to dig up the sewer lines and tear up the roads.
Yeah,
and all
not
that.
as many spot as the traditional open cut.
Okay, and that's kind of where I was going. I know a lot of people balk at this $1.5 million number for sewer repairs, but boy, you don't want to be there when that line fails. Okay, so we got to keep our sewers in good. It's part of just doing city business. You got to keep the infrastructure going and working and flowing. We don't want to deal with the smells and everything that comes from it. So I'm glad that we're targeting these bad areas. I was a little concerned by the big difference in the pricing as well. And being that this is a new company we're dealing with, please keep an eye on them and make sure they're not, taking shortcuts, because that's the last thing we need in these repairs.
Yes, sir. We were too, so we had to check their reference, took our time, check their reference, and talk to their formal clients to make sure they're doing a good job.
But it's good for our taxpayers. We get the work done a lot cheaper, right? But
Yes,
at the same time, let's make sure they're doing it right.
Yes, sir.
Councilman, you 1 second, and then we'll go to.
Go ahead. Kind of to speak to George's point, I, a sewer engineer, am not. So for me, this is all very interesting and fascinating. But to George's point, I have seen similar videos. Thank you, George. Similar videos that show these processes, right? So I think that there's definitely a benefit to not having the kind of maintenance that requires us to completely shut down so many of our streets for prolonged periods of time to conduct this work. So thank you guys for finding ways to be able to conduct this work with limited and minimal disruptions to our residents and their day-to-day life, because we love seeing improvements in the community. We love seeing the work being done, but you hate being stuck on the other side of those traffic bars. Let me tell you what. So thank you, Sam.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Director Kim. I love asking you questions, so can't let you go just yet. Just a couple of them. I know that we have sewer deficiency issues in our cities, And so will this help alleviate some of that?
Yeah, this is actually structural deficiencies. It's not related to capacity deficiencies, but it will certainly help.
Okay, so overall, it is helpful.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And I always ask you how many miles or meters we get for this particular contract?
This is for about 19,980, so about close to 4 miles.
So I think we're getting a good deal. So congratulations to Vortex for a successful bid.
Thank
And hopefully they can earn some repeat business from us. I welcome that.
All right, sir.
Thank you, Director.
Thank you.
Director Kim, because you're on residential, does the public have to be noticed separately for this, or do just construction signs in the area go up, or what does that look like?
We will put up the signs in the area, and also we'll be notifying each residence with the notices.
Perfect. Thank you so much. All right. Great questions. Do we have a motion?
Second.
All right. Motion in a couple of seconds. Call for the vote.
Motion received, 7 yes votes.
All right. Any matters from board members? All right. Seeing none, we will adjourn and head back to City Council.
Madam Mayor, if we can address the successor agency before we.
Oh, successor.
Thank you.
Of course. Roll call, please.
Member Brightigam.
Here.
Member Nguyen.
Yeah.
Member Tran.
Here.
Member Dovin.
Present.
Member Aristegui.
Here.
Vice Chair Muñoz.
Here.
And Chair Klopfenstein.
I think my presence is a little iffy at the moment. I'm here. All right. We've already held oral communication. We'll move on to the consent calendar. Just one item, receive and file. Do I have a motion? All right. Motion and a second. Call for the vote.
Motion received, 7 yes votes.
Okay. That takes us to matters. Any items or anything from members? Okay. With that, we will adjourn and head back to the City Council. All right, and that will take us to what's left of the consent calendar. But before we vote on the balance, I need to pull item 14. This item will be acted on, won't be acted on this evening, and we will re-agendize that for the next meeting. So pulling item 14 off, do I have a motion for the balance, unless somebody would like to pull anything else?
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. Call for the vote on consent, please.
Motion received, 7 yes votes.
Great, and with that, we will head into items for consideration. Item 21.
Item 21 is the introduction and first reading of an ordinance entitled, An Ordinance of the City Council of the City of Garden Grove, amending Section 6.04.020 of Chapter 6.04 of Title 6 of the Garden Grove Municipal Code to regulate the keeping of pot-bellied pigs in residential properties. And City Attorney Sandoval will provide an update on that.
Mayor, members of the City Council, currently our animal control regulations categorize hogs, pigs as farm animals, and currently we don't permit farm animals in the city, being an urban developed city. The proposed ordinance would make an exception for pot-bellied pigs, and it would require that no more than 2 pot-bellied pigs be allowed in residential lots within the city. And also a few regulations that are very similar to the regulations we have for dogs. They are not to be bred, so they're going to be required to be neutered. They are going to be required to be tested and vaccinated for certain communicable diseases. And also if they are taken outside in public, they are going to be required to be on a leash at all times. The premises that they're kept at would be required to be maintained odor-free, clean in a sanitary manner, and also there will be a permit requirement, again, similar to the licenses we issue for dogs. Similar also to other pets, droppings and other waste must be removed from the property on a daily basis, and the animals cannot be kept or maintained in an odious, offensive, obnoxious, filthy, or unsanitary condition. The only thing we don't require is that they don't bark. That's only for dogs.
Do pigs
So
bark?
Pigs can bark. If
Hey,
they
oink.
can bark, the more power to them. So that's the proposed regulations, and this matter was brought to us by Councilmember Brightingham, and so I'm gonna pass it over to Mr. Brightingham. If you have any questions for me, I'll be happy to answer.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was, and I think I told the council this story, but I'll reiterate. This was a few months back, and I'd gotten some communications from various community members who were concerned. There was a Facebook post, I believe, by Mr. Clemens' daughter that was kind of going viral, and she was very emotional about having to lose her pigs, and the city was going to take her potbelly pigs away from her. And so I made an appointment with Mr. Clemens, went over, and I got to meet the two potbelly pigs in question, and they're just adorable. They're, you know, I've known people over the years that have owned them. These aren't, you know, pigs. They're not hogs per se. I mean, they are, but they're a specific breed, and so we're not. By voting yes on this, we're not saying all pigs are allowed in Garden Grove. It's a very specific Vietnamese potbelly pig that we're allowing that has been bred for human pets. They don't breed these to eat them. They're bred as pets, and they're small, much smaller, about the size of I'd say a middle-sized dog when they get really big. The pigs in question, I went and they were just really friendly. Peppa gave me a little love bite on my foot because I was in the garage there, and I think I was feeding my dog, and some of the kibble fell on my shoe, and she probably smelled that and decided my shoe was dinner. But anyway, I thought it's only right. You know, there's so many people in our city and we have such a diverse city. These aren't pigs. We're not allowing people to breed or have like the pigs you see in a farm or, you know, that kind of pig. These are pets. And so anyway, the city looked around at different other cities and different regulations that would come into play, and it took a month or two to kind of put it all together, and everything looks pretty reasonable here. It's pretty much the same as with dogs. I will say too, people think about the smells and stuff. There's no smells here. I mean, it's not Farmer John pigs. And these particular pigs actually do their business in a different kind of methodology. They back into like a little trough and do it, you know, so it's very sanitary, let's put it that way. But there might be owners in the future that aren't as conscientious, and so with that being said, I thought these you know, rules and guidance on maintaining them in a clean environment were important for going forward in the future. So anyway, with that all being said, I really hope to get your support tonight. The family was here. I think one of the daughters had to take off, but I really hope to get your guys' support, push this forward.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem, and thank you to the family for coming out this evening. Yes.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you especially to Mayor Pro Tem Brightingham, who made the efforts to reach out and actually went and really looked into the environment and our ordinances and what would be applicable. And I'm very comfortable with the ordinance as it is. There's enough guardrails and regulations that it applies across the board to all sorts of pets. We put it in that category, and it's just something that is hasn't been done in other cities as far as recognizing certain types of pigs, in this case potbelly pigs, as pets, but they are pets and they make great pets, I think. So I'm glad that it's brought to a vote, and I will vote it up. And we did receive some objections. We did have emails, just so you know, that not everybody is on the same page. Some people are concerned that there may be odious issues or otherwise, and so you guys are very responsible, and you treat them as pets and maybe even as family members, and which is a good thing. And people have all sorts of pets that they take care of, and we should not exclude potbelly pigs, so I'm going to vote it up. But be aware that there are neighbors and other people who are watching you. They are concerned, and they're skeptical. But people have a right to be skeptical, and so we will address the issues as they come up. If there are things that we have complaints about, we will have to investigate. We'll have to apply the regulations. But if you are within the ordinance, you don't have any issues at all. And I would want to speak to the neighbors who are not yet comfortable with the idea of pigs as pets. Maybe you should try having one. It's a matter of overcoming that initial hesitancy, and then we'll all be better for it. So thank you.
First, I just want to say thank to the two daughters that came and shared your stories. Before that, I didn't know much about it, and so this is just kind of power to the young student out there. You know, if you have, like last time we talked about this, when you have something and you want the city to hear about it, come and talk to us, and be here at the council chamber. Second, I want to say thank to our staff for the detail. So just so you remember all the things that you have to get the permit, you have to clean up and all that. And as Council Chodovin already mentioned about people watching, so you want this, and people will pay attention, and hopefully everything that you share is something that carry on, and people will get experience, and they will appreciate more. So that's all I want to say. Thank you.
Any other questions of up here? All right. Yes.
Yes, in this kind of case of belly pot belly pig, we receive email that some support and some not, and your story actually helped me a lot today. That's very sentimental. It touched my heart too. So I would say we go through with the regulatory framework that we have here. It's pretty safe. Keep it up that way, and watch out for the neighbor. Then everything would be good, and I will support this.
Let me go to
go ahead.
and then
I was relieved to hear George's comments in support of this, and because I was getting a little concerned hearing some of the public comment. I was like, wait, is the family not in support of the ordinance? But George, thank you for kind of clearing some of that up. So I feel like we can feel a little bit more confident and comfortable in supporting the ordinance going forward. We have such a vibrant and diverse community here in Garden Grove. And with that diversity of people also comes a diversity of pets, and times change. I don't know the last time that we looked at our code with regards to the kind of pets people have, but I think we look around even when we're at a coffee shop and we see what people carry around as their emotional support animals and their pets and all those things. We have service animals now too. And so times have been a-changing, so I think this is a good start to start addressing some of the needs that our community is facing, and the concerns that they have. So I'm glad we're setting out some parameters and some guidelines so that we can go forward responsibly. So thank you, George, for bringing this to our attention, and thank you to the family for being here.
I usually don't circle back, but I wanted to add this note because it's a little personal. I didn't want to reveal it, but I grew up with potbelly pigs on a farm in Vietnam. We don't call them Vietnamese potbelly pigs. We call them indigenous pigs. And they have evolved just as humans. They've lived alongside us for thousands of years, not even hundreds of years. So it takes some getting used to. It's in the new world. They didn't even exist here in America up to 50 years or so. So it's a new thing. We all adopt and we all evolve, but disclose a little secret. I grew up in around them, and they're very friendly, as much of a pets as any pets. I had dogs and I had potbelly pigs. We call them indigenous pigs.
Thank you for sharing. Well, we have all sorts of animals in Garden Grove. There's even a goose that is down at our car show on Friday nights in Garden Grove. So you never know what's going to pop up in GG. George, I'm assuming that's a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Call for the vote, please.
Motion received, 7 yes votes.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. All right, that takes us.
Just for clarification,
Yes,
so this
sir.
item is only being introduced at the next meeting. You will be adopting it. Per state law, it won't take effect until 30 days after that. And so it'll give us enough time to put together a permit system. But obviously, we won't be enforcing the ban until this becomes effective. And we won't be requiring a permit until the permit system. We'll be coming back also with a resolution setting a fee. The fee has to be commensurate to the cost of processing an application, so we need to kind of figure out what that's going to be.
But it shouldn't be much higher than a dog
Correct.
license.
Well,
so it should be
yeah.
on the same
Somewhere like
page.
that.
Yeah.
We'll work through that with between now and the next council meeting. 30 days, okay.
Yeah, because the ordinance doesn't take effect
Oh,
until 30 days
understood,
after.
understood. Okay, very good. I appreciate the clarification, Attorney Sandoval. Okay, with that, we can move into matters, and we will start in District 6 this evening.
Hello, everyone. We have a lot coming up. First, I want to say thank you to all of the wonderful folks that came today to receive their recognitions, especially our Santiago cheer team. I was so excited to see all of their wonderful accomplishments, from their winning at CIF to going to nationals. I'm excited that they brought a trophy back home. We love filling up that Cavalier trophy cabinet. So they're adding more accolades to our Cavalier family. So thank you to Principal Pyle and their coaches for coming and the families for showing support to the students. It takes a lot of work to be a student athlete. So they had to leave early because they had to prepare for their AP exams. So good for them, and I wish them all luck on those endeavors as well. We also just had another victory from our Santiago Cavaliers. Their boys and girls swim team, for the first time in Santiago Cavalier history, have won the Orange League swimming competition. So that is a really wonderful accomplishment for the Santiago swim team. So congratulations to our Santiago swim team for that wonderful, wonderful accomplishment. Okay, so we have a lot of fun stuff coming up. Tomorrow, Wednesday, the 29th, we are going to be honoring Denim Day at Steelcraft at 3:30 p.m. So I hope that our residents, our staff will all join us for a picture where we will be wearing denim in honor of Denim Day. Denim Day was started in response to a case that took place in 1990 in Italy, where a young woman was very sadly sexually assaulted. And the accusation against her accuser was overturned by the courts there because they said that the clothes that she was wearing were too tight. She was wearing jeans. The women of the Italian parliament then wore denim to parliament in a show of solidarity with the survivor of this horrible attack. And ever since then, from Italy and across the world, on the last Wednesday of April, we honor Denim Day and we honor the survivors of sexual assault. And as we did in the previous council meeting, we honored the month of April as Sexual Assault Awareness Month, a wonderful tradition started by my predecessor, Kim Wynn Peñalosa, that we continue to honor to this day. So I hope that you will all join us, wear your bluest or your best denim, your Canadian tuxedos, if you will. And join us for this picture and show of solidarity for all the survivors of sexual assault. So that again is tomorrow at Steelcraft at 3:30 p.m. I also look forward later this week to be joining my good colleague Cindy Tran at our SCAG conference, and I believe our city manager Lisa Kim will be there as well. We'll be representing the city of Garden Grove with the Southern California Association of Governments Conference. It's going to be a lot of fun, very exciting. Another shout out that I want to make sure to give is that our Garden Grove Gems deadline has been extended to May 4th. So if you have a neighbor, or if your house is a house that you think is beautiful and gorgeous and you want to show it off, get it recognized, please nominate yourself, nominate your neighbors for the Garden Grove Gems. The deadline has been extended to May 4th. So I encourage all of my colleagues as well to let all of their constituents know. Share it on social media so that folks know. Our previous deadline had been on the 24th, but we're giving some more time for some more people to submit their nominations. We want to make sure we recognize all the beautiful homes in our community. Then our voting window will start. We'll get a chance to vote to honor those homes in Garden Grove that are really the beautiful gems. So please, if you live in District 6, go ahead, nominate yourself and nominate your neighbors, and if you live in any of our other neighboring districts as well. We also have a wonderful Mother's Day concert that we are going to be attending on May 9th with Supervisor Sarmiento. That's going to be at Hastur Basin Park on May 9th. I think my colleague, Councilmember Muñetón, is going to give us some more details. I'm very excited. Again, Hastur Basin from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. There will be a Selena cover band, and most importantly, a Taylor Swift cover band. So bring your blankets, bring your family, get ready to shake it off. That's all for me, folks.
Good evening, everyone. Hope you are all having a great week so far. First, I want to again congratulate Santiago High School Cheer on their great accomplishments. After seeing them perform during this year, I am not surprised. They achieved their huge accomplishment thanks to hard work and effort. So, way to go, Cavs. 2 weeks ago, I also had the immense honor to attend the Garden Grove Chamber Gala, where many individuals and businesses were recognized for being a standout gem. The night, however, did belong to Sabroso Mexican Grill, who was recognized for their great hospitality. I want to congratulate them for their success and recent expansion. I, of course, was front and center cheering as loud as I could. They are a wonderful testament of what local immigrant laborers can create. I am proud for a Latina like myself, and cheers to the continued success. Then, of course, kudos to our own Garden Grove Police Department for being recognized for their partnership of the business community. I am always proud to work alongside Chief and to see the passion and dedication he upholds daily for our community. An event that is coming up, which I'd like to invite our community, is the Mother's Day 5K run hosted by Mother Runners Run Club at Hastur Basin Park. It will be on Saturday, May 2nd at 7 a.m. sharp. Sharp runners and walkers are welcome. The day will be followed by a short kids run at 8:30 a.m., so the whole family is welcome. All the information can be found on their Instagram social at Mother Runners OC. I am incredibly proud to be part and a member of this club that is led by women and all-inclusive. Watch us as we get ready for the Strawberry Stomp. Speaking of Hastur Basin, a Mother's Day concert is coming up on Saturday, May 9th at 4 p.m., hosted by Supervisor Sarmiento. I will be there, and I know Ariana will be joining me as well, enjoying the sound of Selena and Taylor Swift at East Garden Grove. There will be food, kid activities, resource, and fun. I want to thank our city and the police department for working with Supervisor's office. I'm proud to have worked alongside the supervisor in getting this done for our joint community. If you go and see me, come and say hello. Also, I did want to ask a follow-up question to either Lisa or Omar. Are we expecting the no smoking park ordinance with proposed revisions to come back to council in August this year?
Yes, the direction was to bring it back in approximately 6 months, and it's around that time. So thank you for that note.
Yeah. And then Omar, has anyone on the dais reached out to see any revisions or added additions to the proposed?
No, we have not had any discussions with council members.
Thank you. That is all for me.
Thank you, Mayor and council members. I want to start by saying we're still in April, and as a yearly tradition for the Vietnamese Americans here in and around Little Saigon and elsewhere around the world, we commemorate the fall of Saigon and Black April. In past years, I've had the honor to read the proclamation into the record, and this year we have our very honorable council member Cindy Tran read it into the record. And this year we have especially something to commemorate, and that is the unveiling of the Freedom Way, Tự do Libertad sign on Trailer and on Woodbury with the co-sponsorship of this council, especially Cindy Tran in her District 3, and myself in District 4, which is where Trailer runs, and Woodbury runs in District 3. It's a very nice long stretch of road that is just off of the 22 highway that we pull into the Brookhurst exit. You will see the Welcome to Little Saigon monument sign, and you will see Freedom Way, Tự do and Libertad hanging prominently on both streets, Woodbury and Trailer. So that's an appropriate way to commemorate our freedom here in America. It's also appropriate that we recognize the freedom that we found here for peoples and pigs alike. There's nothing more symbolic of Vietnamese freedom than the Vietnamese pot-bellied pig who have immigrated along with us to this country. So I'm very proud to say that I'm a kindred spirit with the Vietnamese pot-bellied pigs, which are native to Vietnam, and we call them indigenous pigs. So it's very fitting for us to recognize that even pigs need freedom. Even pigs can be refugees and immigrants, and we should treat them no less. So that's what we want to celebrate this year. And decades ago, when I came down here, we started a small group called the May Society, because we don't want just to commemorate the fall of Saigon or Black April, but we want to celebrate our newfound freedom here in America. So we started what's called the May Society, as in Mayflower. I want to keep that spirit going, because next time we meet, it's going to be May, it's not April, and we will celebrate. I invite everyone to come to the unveiling tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. on Trailer and Brookhurst. That's the 29th, tomorrow, 4:30 p.m. Special thanks to our public work and traffic engineers who have really worked very hard to deliver on this promise to have the sign hung. In fact, I'll be out there 5:30 a.m. in the morning is when they're going to actually hang it, if you want to be there that early. But it's not going to be unveiled until 4:30 p.m. I have also invited the media, especially Người Việt, Daily News, and they may cover it. They may have already announced it, so there may be other peoples from other cities to come and share in the celebrations and joy with us. So hopefully, as residents of Garden Grove and electeds, we can all come as a council, mayor, and the rest of the council. I will be there. But it's a very fitting tribute to how we have grown and evolved as a community, not just Vietnamese, but other immigrants and and refugees, and I'm very sensitive to that. I want everybody to always be advocates, immigration advocates. I say that on the dais repeatedly because it's very important. And I think we have set some very good examples right here in Garden Grove for the rest of the county, the state, and even nationally. And we're going to fight the good fight. We are all immigrants here, and we need to really stand by each other when it comes to promoting freedom. Freedom Way, Dizal, Libertad is another way for us to unite and come together. So thank you for everyone who supported, and I'll see you tomorrow, 4:30 p.m.
Thank you, Mayor. So I just came back from a trip, part of the Cal City Leadership Summit. It was a couple days, but I just want to bring back a couple items before I went, and our staff gave me, the key thing that we want to bring to the lawmaker, the legislator. And the main thing is that we oppose any of the mandatory budget cut. And that's the main, the only one thing that we want to make sure that we will oppose the bill. And so that was my first time get to do this in represent our city. The first day when I got there, they have a big board of, what is it that you feel about your city? And I put a big sign up there with, I love Garden Grove City because of our people, the residents, our staff, our council, and so great city to live in, and it's right on top, signed by Council Member Cindy Tran. But I just want to take the opportunity to say that it's my honor to be here with you guys here. And so the first day, every half an hour, we have to go and meet a different senator or assembler member. And for us, we got to see Assembler Cheetah, Senator Tom Humbert, Tony Strickland. They all support anything that we have a concern, or especially relate to the budget cut. The two other things, the next day, I have attend couple of the seminar, but the two things I want to bring back is, the first one was about the veteran. And so this is the first time the Cal City have a task force of the veteran group that will try to fight for the veteran and find the benefit. And so one of the things that I support is there is a veteran cemetery in Anaheim Hill or Yuba Linda area. I just want to bring it here because it's not just for veterans, but also for first responder. So it's been in the work, and originally they said that 2026 is gonna be for people to use, but as of now, because of the budget cut and many other issues, and so, but in the future from here, I'm gonna reach out to veterans around our city, and anyone that would like to support a project, we will try to push it so that way, not just the veteran, our allied veteran, our uncle and the people that went before us, but also the first responder will have a place for kind of, resting place for them. And then the second one was about the homeless. So that is like a big topic for many cities. And just want to mention one thing, that a couple of cities around us trying to implement different things. And one is in San Diego, they're gonna try to do tiny house. And so I'm gonna come there and take a look to see the one that they have. But seems like that's several other cities that tried to do it, and they were very successful. I know that we have our navigation center, and we're doing very well with that. I did talk to our city manager and our staff earlier, and we have been doing well. But it's always good to learn from other people how they handle the homeless issue. And then the last day they talk about the AI. How can we implement AI into our city? And so I have a couple other people that want to talk to our staff about that. So that will be for our staff. One big thing for me is I always look for a way to get funding for our city. And so anytime I see anyone talking about funding, I always try to capture the information to send it back to our staff. And one is that they have a bill, Proposition 4, that will be $700 million for PART. And you know that I talk about PART every time I came to this board. And so I pass it back to our director, John Montentious, and he's gonna keep an eye on that. So that's it for the trip that I went to. And then a couple items that I want to bring back here. First one is the Earth Day cleanup. That was amazing, seeing students from Bosa Grande, Rancho, and La Quinta that came to support, but also our chief, Amir, that he had walked with us cleaning up all the way and then came back for that more than 1 mile walking. So thank you, Chief. And also our staff, the public work director, Sam Kim, for being there and making sure that we got everything taken care of. Thanks to the mayor for your donation. And every time we have cleanup event, you always donate water. So that's it for the first cleanup day for honoring Earth Day. And that inspiration came from Councilmember Yesenia when you mentioned about your cleanup. And then the week after, that was last week, we also have a community cleanup day which started by our PD. I was so surprised to, to see that it's in my district. And so when we were doing the cleanup, the neighborhood came out and support. The businesses came out and walked with us and do the cleanup, and we found a lot of trash. But the trash is kind of because of the triangle there with the fan. So there was, well, every time the wind blow, then the trash kind of, got caught there. So I don't know what we have to do so that way we solve the issue, unless the business there have to, the business owner there have to start the construction. So thank you to the PD for an amazing job that cleaning up and talking to the neighbor. There were neighbors that did not participate, but they were outside watching, and they sent me some input after, and they send the appreciation to our staff. And then one is coming up, May 2nd, there will be a beautification at the Women Club again, council member. So so I have cleaned up almost every weekend. And then the week after that, there will be May 18th, there will be community cleanup where that you would be able to bring your bulky item to the park. So just a reminder, because a lot of time we talk about this, and then some of the residents forgot to bring their bulky item, and oh, why didn't you tell? Like, we make the announcement. And then there were a couple other events that I participated. I just want to bring. Last item is the Orange County Women Business Chamber. So mayor and I think a couple other council member was attend that meeting. So it was so powerful to hear from the founder, to see the thing that she set out for the chamber and all the lady part of that board. I'm very excited to see many projects that they're planning to do in the community, and hopefully that will be bring forward, and we will bring more detail to this board one of these days. That's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor and Council Member. Tonight, I would like to congratulate the Santiago High School cheers for winning the CIF Southern Section Division 4 champion. Also, congratulations the Garden Grove Department of Public Work Tree City USA Growth Award. Out of that, I did also came and attend the Chamber of Commerce Gala with Mayor and Cindy and Pro Mayor Pritigan were there with us, and our city staff. We all have fun over there. As Cindy says, very powerful. Yeah, and we are proud of our city because that's one of the events that show us all in a union. We united, we get together, and we show our support to each other business-wise and as far as governmental. We always support each other, all the ways. I also want to remind our residents that register your beautiful home for Garden Grove Gems. Last year was successful, was beautiful. I'm so proud of our residents' home, and we have so many beautiful homes that I would like to be able to show the world about what we have in our Garden Grove, our beautiful Garden Grove. One last thing I want to mention is I'm proud to be the sponsor of the Women 5K runs this year, and I hope a lot of residents are going to join for the run. And I don't know if men can do it. I'll probably join too. We'll have fun. Even if I will come last, I don't mind. I'll reach the goal slowly. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, I'll run with you. I'll drop dead in the first 100 yards, though.
There you go.
Have a heart attack. Anyway.
Oh, you come faster.
I don't generally talk about things that already happened. I'm not a big proponent of that, but occasionally you have to because you have to report out for legal reasons or something really kind of cool happens. And so we did attend the Chamber Gala last week, Garden Grove Chamber Gala. It was really, really nice. And the only reason I bring it up is because the men and women of the year are just really awesome people. Damian Lorton from the Gem Theater and Jennifer Stewart from Azteca Restaurant over here. So they got the man. So congratulations to them. Also congratulations to Santiago again and their cheer squad. They did an awesome job, and we're always glad to see the youth excel in our community. Valley View, and I brought this up a couple of times, and I'm hoping we can get some of those small Garden Grove trash cans between Lamson and Chapman on Valley View. You know, there's a couple of fast food restaurants. There's a McDonald's and a Jack in the Box, and across the street there's a Carl's Jr. And I think some of the pedestrians sometimes grab a bite, and as they're walking, they finish, and the wrapper ends up on the ground. And Valley View, you know, and that's simply because there's no trash cans there on that stretch. And I've seen other stretches in the city, and they have those gray, you know, garbage cans that say Garden Grove on the side of it. And, you know, if we could put some on both sides of the street, maybe one or two on each side of the street, just so at least there's an option for people when they are walking, they can throw the trash in the garbage can instead of throwing it on the ground. So I'll bring that up again. The Garden Grove Gems, so the coveted gnome, the coveted garden gnome, you can only get those gnomes by winning this contest. And I tell you, when I put that out on social media, the gnome, the garden gnome, every year it's a little different. And, you know, everybody wants to get, you can't buy those. You can't. After the fact, oh, where do I get one? Where can I buy one? I want one. Nope. You got to win it. You got to win it. And the way you win it is you go out in your front yard and you snap a photo of your front of your house. Then you go to the Garden Grove website, go to where it says Garden Grove, and you upload that with your address. And then when they open it up to voting, everybody in the city gets to vote on which house they like the best. And the house that gets the most votes wins. It's pretty simple. They've got it broken down in districts, so you're not really competing citywide. You're only competing with your local area of the city. For me, it'd be the 1st district over there. And that's how you win that highly coveted garden gnome. Okay, so again, the deadline has been extended to May 4th. They have a big party and reception over here for all the winners. And it's $5 in gas. In the city, it reimbursed you $5. right? And you had to go, but this way is so much nicer because you can just vote online. There's no driving around the city trying to look at everything. And so, anyway, I urge everyone to do that. Also, I want to thank Garden Grove Police Department for their continued e-bike enforcement. I've been getting a lot of comments, positive comments from the community. The e-bikes, and particularly in the west side of the city, had just gotten really bad. I mean, it's a problem throughout the city, but over there it's really been bad. There's been a lot of near misses. We had a e-biker take out an 80-year-old woman. So it's you know, we gotta make sure that the enforcement continues and it's not just a one and done type of thing. And you know, I wish nothing. I want the kids to be safe, you know, and wear a helmet with those things, and make sure you're not riding on the sidewalk, because that's how people get hurt, you know, thinking that you can drive them on the sidewalk, and that's not what they're designed for. And follow the rules of the road. So there was an we had an officer here a couple months ago who kind of went over all the rules associated, the differences between an e-bike and an e-motorcycle, and you know, how fast they can do and what are all the laws. I posted that on my social media, so feel free to go to my Facebook and scroll down. You'll find the officer giving all those laws and talking. Also, parents are being held accountable now. So if your kid is out there terrorizing the neighborhood, parents are getting filed on for child endangering, for allowing their kids to be on these things. Okay? We've had, I think, 3 or 4 cases now in Orange County of parents getting filed on because their kids are out there acting silly on these things. So anyway, own them, be responsible. And I think that's all I have. Thank you. I do have one more thing. Thank everybody for supporting me in saving Peppa and Willow. I'm really glad that the council voted 7-0. That is awesome, and we get to keep that family united.
And anybody can come over and visit if they want.
Field trip to your house to see the pigs.
We support all Potbelly pigs named after Taylor Swift songs.
You can tell she's a Swiftie, right?
All right, I want to make mention of just a quick few things. Tonight there was a reception for the Garden Grove Teen Action Collaborative before our council meeting this evening, and it was great to see all those students and how much they desire to give back to the community and help the city of Garden Grove with various events and programs. And so it was a wonderful opportunity. The Garden Grove Community Foundation was able to present some scholarships. So it was a really good night, and just congratulations to all those students for being so active in the community. It's something that will benefit them for years to come. So thank you for that. And then finally, the city invites residents that are graduating from college to be honored at the Garden Grove College Graduate Reception, which takes place on Tuesday, June 9th. At this free event, the Garden Grove City Council will recognize local college graduates for their hard work and dedication towards achieving higher education. And not only that, but there are some opportunities to win cash and prizes. So that's worth it right there. The deadline to sign up is Monday, May 18th. And if you'd like more information, you can visit ggcity.org/grads. And with that, City Manager, anything this evening?
Thank you, Madam Mayor, members of the City Council. I just wanted to make note, I know this evening the council took action on approving the Mental Health Awareness Month for this upcoming May. And I just wanted to thank the council for your leadership over the past 5 years. We've advanced the BWAL Hope Team, and it's a mobile mental health response team that is out 7 days a week to support our community in need of mental health resources, and that is to all our residents, our students, our families, and our loved ones that need support. And thank you for your continued leadership in supporting that program. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. City Attorney Sandoval.
Nothing for me, Mayor. Thank you.
All right, with that, we stand adjourned. Thank you.